Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey. It's your girl, Chris.
It's your girl, Sade.
And welcome to another episode of
Girl Talk.
So, we are getting on to health this month, right?
Yes, sis.
Yeah.
This mind.
Yeah.
It gotta be right, though.
It gotta be right.
Because sometimes, as women, we already emotional and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just like our brains, we just be making up stuff, just be swirling and crazy.
Because I'll make up a situation in a minute because my clues don't add up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to jump right into relationship stuff. But it's what it drives us the most crazy. It's like...
Yeah.
And it
a man will drive us crazy. A man will drive us crazy.
Oh, my God. Like, for real, like... My dude had me going so crazy because, dudes just lie. People lie. I'm not going to lie. But guys, they tell like little white lies. So you be like, why you got to tell a white lie? You telling big lies too? So it makes me reinvestigate everything you say.
Okay.
Now, see, 2 years ago, you told me you was at Johnny's house.
Yeah,
then you talking about, remember, I had that time we was at your house.
I remember everything. Messages that you have put that in there.
And so it kind of started transpiring in my head, and I started concocting up these situationships, and I called at midnight just to make sure you still breathing by yourself on here. I'm breathing in the background. You know what I'm saying? But see, them type of issues you got to work through, all right? Because I can't control what he do over there. I got to control what I do over here. If I catch you, then you get killed. But if not,
Yeah,
that went to a little bit too far.
We're going to start a GoFundMe just in case. So y'all be looking at
and we are serious. And we are serious.
Just look on our YouTube page, y'all.
No, but we are serious about mental health because we really want to talk about like our experiences, what we've had. And for me, because I hadn't dated for so long because I sacrificed like my dating time for career stuff. Yeah. So I ran past my career. I mean, I dated, but I ain't really care about them fools. They like, whatever, go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? But when I started putting my heart out there, I loved so hard and I put so much work into it and stuff like that. So when I felt an insecurity come up, and it had nothing to do with that person. It had something to do with me not controlling the situation, especially because we've been long distance now for about 2 years. So me not being around him a lot and knowing what's going on, it made me second guess, like, did I do the right thing by moving and taking this leap and this risk in my career versus staying there and fighting it through and finding some other way, am I being replaced? So it really drove me into like a little bit of a depression because I was sitting there, you have to come over here and get me up. I won't do nothing. They like, girl, come do some drinks, come do some stuff. Like us even doing this podcast is another way for me not to be wallowing in my loneliness a little bit, And so I have to know that it was temporary, but it really played on my mental set. So I have to talk to really good friends like Sade to help me out the limb, to make me rethink situations and not to self-sabotage.
Bring your own back, y'all.
Not to self-sabotage my relationship, and like take it for what it's worth, the happiness in it. It's not always going to be 100%, but that 85% that we got, I can't replace it. But it was something that I had to experience myself. Right. And the biggest thing was me not sleeping. Like I would stay up late at night and then I would have these dreams that certain things were happening and I would call and be angry with him, questioning him like it really happened in real life. Or I'll watch a movie. See, he be doing that. That's us. He was like, don't comment with no more TV relationships. We are in real life. And but it took me a while because it was just something in me that I needed answers about, but it had nothing to do with him. And so me and him had to talk it through and he realized, he was like, oh, I see what it is. I have to, we have to learn that my love language is like affirmation. So he has to call me each morning to make sure that I know that I'm the first thing on his brain. Even though I am, he like, I'm sleepy. I work nights. I'm going to sleep. I love you. I'm going to dream about you. And I wake up and call you. But I'm like, I want you to, and the first thing, Crystal just woke up, let me call her. Because I think that way. So we had to learn how to deal with my mental state in our relationship and stuff like that. What about you, Sean? I know you said like you went to therapy and stuff and about some things you experienced.
I had a traumatic experience. I had a really traumatic breakup, and so it was really scary, and I didn't know how to process and deal with those type of emotions because it's never happened to me before. So I really didn't know how to deal with this. So going to therapy was really just, releasing and talking to someone about it that can just really tell me what to do with all of these emotions that I was experiencing, the PTSD that I was dealing with, and all of that and the stress of having to move and having to change my whole life and just how to deal with those emotions because at one time it was just a lot. And one thing that I really found that I do like about therapy is that the different techniques. So in the midst of all of that, I've always had anxiety because things just stress me out. When I don't have control over something, it stresses me out. And I'm like, nah, it's not gonna go the way I need it to go. It's not gonna go the way I want it to go. And just being able to release that type of energy and like learning how to work through that was something that I needed to learn how, because my mom has anxiety and she will put her anxiety on me in a minute. I'm like, girl, wait a minute, my anxiety, how I can't be dealing with your anxiety too? Hold on, this is too much. But you know, it's just it's something that I don't think it's something that your parents can really teach you, because you go off into the world and you learn
have different experiences.
Yeah, have different experiences, and sometimes they don't even know how to address the situation. I think even though I had that situation, I think my mom is still dealing with that, and it happened a while ago, and I think she still has feelings about it that she needs to, you know, get through and work through. But I think that's something especially in the Black community, that we don't seek help. I think our generation is better about seeking help.
I think we talk about express and communicate.
Yeah, my parent. I know my mom. She need to go lay on somebody's couch,
my grandma.
Release it.
You ask one. I don't like to talk about those things. You never talk about it, so you just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that is really good, Shawty. I'm glad, because you actually experienced that going through therapy. I had a friend who was a therapist, and I would use her for free. She was like, "How's this?"
Yes, I know. One of my best friends. So my best friend, she's graduated. I will say that she actually was the one who put the therapy in my mind. I knew I needed it. But I was like, I don't know about telling nobody everything that's happened, because I don't want anybody to judge me about what I've allowed to happen in this relationship. And I didn't want her to be feeling sorry for me and, you know, all these things. But my friend, she really put it out there. She was like, you can't be worried about what this lady think about you, because you really need some help. Like, you really need to know how to deal with these problems and how to make yourself healthy again, so that way you can move on with your life. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, don't silence your pain, because you don't want to address it with someone that can really help you. Yeah. So I think that was a big thing for me. I tried to use her a little bit, but she was going through her own thing. She was like, girl, look, I'm writing my dissertation. I can't help you right now. I got a lot going on.
Yes. You gotta be very careful. Don't dump your problems on your friends too much. You see, they ain't stable. You put your unstable stuff on them. They be like, please.
Put all my dump. Yeah. Girl, she like, girl, hold on, girl. I love you to death. We ride or die for each other forever, but girl, I can't handle you too right now.
Yeah, she couldn't handle that dumping.
I know.
But you know what? We talked about that, not just relationships. That's not the only reason that those are not the only experiences. No. Like, we were talking, that was about a month or so ago, the Gabrielle Union story about fertility with Black women, and talking about that. Because a lot of us, we're taught to chase our careers. I mean, there's a conspiracy that they're telling us to kind of break our households up by chasing careers first, leaving family behind, and then creating babies and incubators, that they be calling it, because they just like, we're creating our own family. But you know what? I see myself, because we all create different paths. I have some friends who had children young, and they started their career later. I started my career first, so I'm having my children older. And one of the things that I'm facing is like my time clock. So it gives me really bad anxiety. It gives me these thoughts of doubt that I may not be able to have children because of my diabetes and then my hormone imbalance and stuff like that can cause complications. So Gabrielle Union talked about her having like 8 miscarriages, and she was saying mentally, she was like, as a woman, I couldn't do the one thing that women can do is give birth, give life to this world. And so how that mentally weighs on her, and I could relate to that, because my thought process, because my doctor told me I'm going to have a hard time having children. I have polycystic ovarian disease. Polycystic ovarian disease. I can't never pronounce the P right. I don't know what it is, but yeah. POCS? Whatever they want to call it. That one. But anyway, so, and that has to deal with my balance of my hormones. And so when I learned that at 22, I like broke down crying, because I wanted kids. I always had this idea of me having like 5 kids, being married, having this crazy household. We like acting a fool. I know. But I love the ideal of
5 kids. Lord have mercy.
The ideal of chaos. Woo. And because she told me that, and I cried. I took Kenitha and Brittany with me when we did it, and I cried about it. And from that on, from years on, I would say, oh, I don't like kids, just because I feel like I would never have them. So I was trying to teach myself that, hey, kids, oh my God, kids, they want to come lay on me and want to go everywhere. And little babies, they'll be like, I don't know what, it's something about my spirit, maybe my nurturing type of spirit and stuff like that. But it weighed on me because, like, imagine I couldn't have a little person of myself, and that took me into a dark place. And so when that happened, I had to go to my spiritual counselor. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to start reading. I got more into the word. I'm a Christian, so I started reading more of the Bible. I started going to church a little bit more. I started opening up a little bit more about some of the things I was dealing with and praying through those things that kind of helped me get out of that mental state. Yeah. So now I'm more open to what the possibilities may be and things like that. I do slump down and think about if I'm not able to have children. So that's one big thing that we don't really talk about is us having children later in our life, and if that's even a possibility, you know?
Yeah, I really don't want kids, so
yeah, no. She ain't got the experience. I had the experience.
You know, I'm here for support, dog. You know what? We make some things happen. You never know, because when God says it's gonna happen, it don't matter what the doctor say.
Yeah. No, you're right about that.
But yeah, I think another thing is, like, it's, to me, this new world that we're in is so different from when we were younger.
Yeah.
It's like, it's different now, because now we got the internet.
Exposed us to so many things that we would have never seen.
Never known about at all. And it's like, sometimes I feel like people really just need something to be able to, somebody to help them work through whatever it is that they're going through, because it's so many different factors. Now, like, race is coming into a lot of stuff, and like having that pressure at work to be, you're the only Black female in management, or, you know, you feeling alone in different types of situations, and that can weigh on a person, you know, and dealing with, now that it's becoming a lot more, I don't want to say popular, but I feel like now that people are being diagnosed with it, with personality disorders and being bipolar, and those things are real. Like, I've worked in the mental health field, and I've seen firsthand that it is real. But I think now that it's starting to come to light and people are being honest about what they have, and, you know, seeking the treatment with the medicine or whatever it is that kind of treatment that they're doing, now that that's coming to light, I think that now mental health is not such a stigma. It's becoming more of like, girl, you need to go get that looked at. You need to go get that checked out. You need to go talk to somebody. Yeah. I think now it's more encouraging to people to be like, we got to get some help.
Yeah. And you know what you talking about, the internet, like, that's big, because your children, you have to monitor what your children are doing on the internet. It exposes so many children. It saddens me when I see all these kids committing suicide. Who in the hell? How they learn to commit suicide? Yeah. Like, what is going on? Are you not seeing the signs? Them drawing them dark pictures, them stabbing up, pushing their brothers and sisters, being aggressive, being angry. You have to pay attention to your children. You know, in the African American community, we be like, girl, if you don't sit your ass down, be quiet. But Lil Johnny got some problems over there. He finna blow our ass up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta watch Lil Johnny. He right there playing with guns and stuff, because he see you playing with the guns and gonna shoot everybody around here. You gotta be very aware. So I think a lot of times, because the internet is so, like, captivating,
impactful,
and it's so impactful, it, like, I don't know, it hypnotizes our children. We gotta step in and stop them from watching so much of it, monitor that out, and actually communicate with them.
Raising kids nowadays. Yes. Now, I see little kids. If I can see a 2-year-old work an iPad, and I'm over here like, turn it back on for me. Like, how? Yeah. How is like technology raising kids? Like, they working with it better than we can.
Social skills. Oh my God! If I see another kid who ain't got no social skills. But I mean, but it also stems back to the parenting. Like, my cousin, I think their kids got so wrapped up in technology, they start making like a time for no technology time.
Oh,
like, they have like no technology time. Like, you need to put our electronics up.
Yep.
Like, this is electronic. Like, this is no more electronic time. Yep. So you need to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I would say you need to be, how do you say it when you're trying to get your brain to
like calm down?
Yeah, like calm down, relax, and stimulate your brain with like books. I couldn't get it out. Yeah. Stimulate your brain with like books or activities and getting experiences so you can build those social skills and know how to interact when those things are exposed. Because one thing I do see is those children, those generations coming up in those households that not are creating a social kind of standard for their children, they're going into like public school and college, and not being able to relate to others and become into a depression mode. You know what I'm saying? Those are usually the ones that's shooting up the schools. Those are usually the ones that are like committing suicide because they don't know how to socially interact, so they can't find their place in the world. So I mean, we just have to make sure we just pinpoint them. I know it got a little serious, but I mean, these are serious things, you know?
Yeah, I think that I mean, apart from also of mental health, I think self-care is really big too.
Meditation.
Like, yes, meditation. Man, I have a meditation app. It's 5 minutes. Every morning, 5 minutes before I get out of bed, anything, I meditate. I try to do it before bed, but sometimes I fall asleep before the 5 minutes. So like it's really good, like just shutting your mind down. Like sometimes it's so hard to do when we have so many to-do lists and things to do, like just shutting your brain off can be difficult. But meditation, like listening, I try to listen to like a lot of jazz and like classical music just to help my mind just process through my thoughts, or writing down, like if something is just going through my mind like a lot
to release it
and write it down, just to get it out of my mind, and so I can move on with other stuff. So I think that self-care is something that we really don't talk about. Now it's getting popular, but it's not just a face mask, because you need to care for your mind and care for your body,
your energy. I talk about my energy a lot, because I know I had a situation. I had to tell someone I had a bad situation years ago. I mean, it was old. I got over and all this stuff. But the person, it's hard for me to explain this to people, and like the people that was in this circle, I had to explain. I said, that's okay. I'm over. I forgave this situation, but their energy, I will not allow if I can control the environment, I will not allow it to come in here. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, I'm old enough and more mature enough to understand your energy affects you. So the type of people you have, they're infectious. If you have negative people, positive people, people who are happy, people who are sad, that affects you, that energy. So if I can control my energy, and I'm older now, like I don't have to let you in. If you don't give me the right energy, there's no reason to bring it in, because I have so many other things in my life. So protect your energy. Oprah even talks about that. She said, I learned this. She said it took her a while, but she said she learned I protect my energy. I only allow the most positive energy to come in my realm. Like all that.
But you can feel that when different people come around you. You can feel like if someone is just, and you're like, oh no, it's not gonna work. Or
and it's okay to make the decision not to be around them. That's a grown decision. That's how I feel. That's a grown decision. You're self-aware of what's going on. And we talked about this also for some resources. We talked about your medical insurance. You know that they'll pay for a couple of sessions for you to go to therapy. And she said employee assistance programs too.
Program with your job, they'll give you a few sessions. They'll also link you with someone that you can go talk to. You can also go on to the Therapy for Black Girls. They were on our Black Spotlight. So go check her page out. She has a podcast too. I mean, with just dynamic information that can really just help you identify. There's so many different topics and so many different types of counselors out there, like things I didn't even know about. There's like an athletic counselor on there for like Black women. I was like, girl, what is all of this? But I mean, it's so many different resources. She also has a thing on there where you can find a counselor, whatever state that you're in, wherever you are, you can find someone that you can go speak with. And she also has a Facebook group, and it's so liberating for me to see so many Black women encouraging each other and really being supportive. Even if some ladies just write in there, hey y'all, I just really need some love today, and like just all the outpour of love from all of the women is just like, girl, don't get stuck in there, because I made that mistake one time. I laid across my bed and I was looking at him. I look up, it's like 3 hours later. I'm still scrolling through, reading stuff, laughing, because them girls, now they got some petty ones in there now. We always got a petty one amongst the group, but I think that it's a really good dynamic to see Black women in, because it's really supportive and it's funny because girls in there are funny. Like, just see all the different personalities and just people that you can identify with. I'm gonna be like, so many times, girl, I have went through that too. Yes, girl, I know how you feel. It's so it feels good
to relate with them. So
it does.
So, we would love to hear from you guys. If you had some experiences you would like to share, or if you know some other resources or some great affirmation things or some books and things like that you want to encourage others with, like, talk to your friend. I want a call to action. I want to say this. Ask your friend, like, are you okay? Send them like, hey, I hope you have a wonderful day text. You know what I'm saying? Like every week, send a friend just an inspiring message. Just, you'll never know what someone's going through. So, I mean, I want to, you know what I'm saying, call to action to ask you guys to send it to your friend. Just kind of just to make sure they in the right place, you know, and it may even help you to reach out to them. So don't forget, we go live 8:15 every Sunday on our Instagram, which is Hey Girl Hey Network. And then on our Facebook as well as Hey Girl Hey. Don't forget our t-shirts are on sale. Alright. So this whole month we'll be talking about different aspects of health. And we'll be having that training class that be coming out the end of the month if you're in the Dallas area.
Yeah, come work out with us.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this month because it's something that we really don't talk about, and I hope we don't get too serious, but just know that like whatever that we're doing, we want to encourage you and help you become the best version of yourself that you can be, because that's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
So until next time, bye, girl.
Bye.